ever walked into a room and completely forgotten why you went in there? You stop and you look around and think, why did I come in here? Or maybe it's not that dramatic. Maybe it's just that your mind feels busy all the time, right? Um, Thinking about yesterday, thinking about tomorrow, what you did, what you didn't do, what you could have done. And somehow the moment that you're in just keeps slipping through your fingers. Well, today we're going to talk about one simple habit that can help with that, okay? Um, and stick around to the end because I'm also going to tell you something that I did yesterday on day 4 of my journey, Elevating My Life, that has helped me keep my glucose down when we were at a buffet, right? Hello, my friends. If we haven't met yet, I'm Rhonda Dillard, and I love helping ambitious women like you learn to manifest a vibrant health and financial freedom, one intentional habit at a time, daily habit at a time. All right. And today is day 5 of my journey, Elevating Life. One of the most powerful habits that I've learned and I practice every single day is meditation. Now, before you picture someone sitting up on a mountain somewhere for an hour trying to empty their mind, let me simplify this for you. You really only need about 5 to 10 minutes, okay? Now, as you get more practiced, you will like to extend that time. The way I start my meditation is I meditate before I get out of bed in the morning and in the evening when I get in bed. So it's quiet, I'm calm, it's peaceful, I don't have to worry about being interrupted, right? Now, the way that I start my meditation is what I call my deepest breathing. It's not slow breathing and it's not just regular deep breaths. This is taking your deepest breaths, the deepest breath that your body will allow. Like breathe it all in, all in, all in, and then whenever you get to where you think you can't breathe anymore in, suck some more in. And get it all in, right? And then let it all out and push all the air out of your body. That's that's exactly what it is. Your first breath will be difficult because of the fact that you're not used to doing this, okay? It's going to be a little bit more difficult. So do it, don't give up, okay? Keep doing it. I do 10 deep breaths in the morning and 10 deep breaths in the evening. But I started with 5, 3, 5, okay? Um, do it again and again until you feel comfortable doing it. And try to relax whenever you're doing it. That is one of the hardest things whenever you're doing your deepest breathing. Here's the interesting part, though, about deepest breathing. When you breathe that deeply, your body starts sending a signal to your brain that says, we are safe. Okay? Your nervous system begins shifting out of stress mode and into calm mode. And we all need that calm peace, right? Your heart rate will slow down, your muscles will relax, your brain, your mind stops racing quite so fast. It's like your brain finally gets permission to take its foot off the gas pedal, right? And suddenly you can actually hear your own thoughts instead of all the noise out there. And when I do this after taking my Nueva Nitro, here's what I'm talking about. This little packet, okay? It feels even better because Nitro is designed to support your blood flow and oxygen delivery in your body. So when you combine that with deepest breathing, you're literally helping your body circulate more oxygen more efficiently. So I get up, I go to the restroom, I make my water, I let it sit for 5 minutes because it's got to breathe for 5 minutes. I drink it, and then I start my deepest breathing, okay? If you want more information about Nitro, just ask, and I'll send you some information. Now, what's so good about it is more oxygen to your brain, more oxygen to your muscles, more oxygen everywhere your body needs it. And when your brain gets the oxygen that it needs, something really cool happens, okay? Your thinking becomes clearer. Your meditation will be better. It'll be off the chart once you get used to it, okay? Your focus sharpens and you find that you hear better, all right? You'll understand that as you meditate. It becomes much easier to guide your thoughts instead of your thoughts guiding you, all right? That's why something as simple as 2 to 3 minutes of really deep breathing can completely change the way you feel throughout your whole day, okay? And when you add your mantra after that, that's when your mind really starts moving in the direction that you want it to go. Now, I'm up to 10 deep breaths, like I said, but I started with 5. It's more difficult than you think. The first couple of breaths, it feels really awkward, and you can't get as much breath in as as you will be able to after you practice. So I do that, and then I just breathe normally and go right into my mantra. Now, your mantra is part of our Manifest Your Best Health, and it is the very first thing that you do in the morning. So, with Manifest Your Best Health, I use Vitality Rising. I just repeat that quietly while I'm using my regular, a little bit deeper breaths than regular, but just concentrate on your breathing and just say it over and over again and picture what you're going to picture when you think about vitality rising in your body. That simple practice starts pointing your attention towards who you are becoming. And instead of consistently thinking about what's wrong or what's stressful or what didn't work yesterday, you think about that moment and where you're going with it, what your body will look like, okay? So here's something very interesting. People who consistently create extraordinary lives tend to practice 3 simple habits every single day. That is one of them, meditation. Gratitude is part of that. And then the third is visualization. They all blend together, all right? And that visualization is the next step in your Manifest Your Best Health daily routine. It's powerful because it allows your mind to visit your future before you get there. I call it gratitude in advance, okay? And when you combine visualization and meditation, something really amazing starts to happen to you. Meditation quiets the noise, and visualization gives your mind a destination, okay? Your body has a very hard time moving toward a future that your mind has never seen. I think Zig Ziglar said it best when he said, you could have a target, but if you don't know what it is, if you've never seen the target, how are you going to hit it, right? You can't hit a target that you can't see, is what he said. But when you calm your nervous system first and then begin picturing that life that you want, your brain begins looking for ways to make that image real. You start noticing opportunities, you make better decisions, you think differently about what's possible, right? Little by little, your life starts moving in that direction. And that's exactly why these habits are part of my Manifest Your Best Health, which we are starting Monday on a 7-day Manifest Your Best Health challenge. We're going to practice it together, not perfectly, just consistently each day. Because small habits practiced daily can completely change the direction of your life. It has just absolutely turned my life over and made it so wonderful now. And if you want to understand these habits better, I actually have a free guide that explains them. It's a manifesting guide, and I'll put the link in the comments so you can grab it if you'd like. It walks through these 3 habits and why they're so powerful, how you can introduce them into your life, okay? Now, remember earlier I told you I'd share something about day 4. Um, Yesterday I was talking about something that almost stops people from changing their lives. Comfort, right? Comfort is sneaky, and it convinces us that staying the same is safer than growing. And that realization really made me think, because sometimes the biggest thing standing between us and the life we want so badly isn't ability, it's simply the willingness to do something different. Even something small as 5-minute meditation, right? And one more thing before I tell you about that. Something I'm very excited about. This is something that's coming to my house in 2 days. This weekend, I'm finally going to be trying something called Elevate. It is brand new. I've been hearing some very interesting, wonderful things about how it can support things like focus, mental clarity, reducing food noise. I've always got that snack on my brain, right? So I'm really curious to see what my own experience will be. And if you're curious about that, just comment Elevate and I'll send you the info, okay? So let me tell you a little about, I talked about deep breaths. Oh, let me give you a little hint. If you are doing your deep breathing, or I guess anytime that you have a stuffy nose, which I have a stuffy nose a lot. And we're in Southeast Texas. We have lots of blooming stuff right now, especially cedar and stuff. And I've tried this several times. It works. It works pretty well. If you have a stuffy nose and you can't breathe through it very well, take a breath in and hold it for about, I do it for about 30 seconds. And whenever you breathe again, after a couple of breaths, your nose is clearer. I don't know why it works, but if it doesn't clear it all the way up, try it again, and try it again if it doesn't clear it all the way up. But I have been able to get my nose completely clear if I have just holding my breath. It's so weird. Try it, though. It's really interesting. Okay. I need to put my sensor on today. How many people use a glucose sensor? If you use a glucose sensor, I'd love to hear you comment about which one and how you like it. I'm going to start sharing some of my readings. I don't have one on right now, but I'm going to put one on. I use the Freestyle Libre Plus, and I like the Dexcom a little bit better, but only because it is more precise in its readings, its recordings. But it's okay. The Freestyle Libre I can get with my insurance. So I'm going to start talking about that just a little bit, because that's interesting, to see after you eat certain things. So keeping that in mind, I wish I would have had one on last night, because I've done this before, but I want to share it with you, how interesting, how important this can be for you. If you go and eat at buffets, which we do because we like to have the variety, and there's usually plenty of vegetables and stuff like that, and you want to have a few things that have carbs, the higher carbs, and like I like to have the fried fish a little. I like to have a couple of pieces of that, maybe a hush puppy, maybe a roll, something like that. So what I do is I eat some protein first. And you don't have to do it very far in advance. Just do it when you go to the buffet. Go ahead and eat you some meat, or something with protein, some cottage cheese, something with protein and no carbs. All right, eat that, and sit with it for about 5 minutes after you've eaten it. You can keep eating protein if you want to, but do that before you eat your carbs, and your glucose will not rise as high as it would if you didn't. I'm not sure how it works. I'm not a medical doctor. I just know that I've tested it several times and it works very well. When we go to the Chinese buffet, I make sure I have shrimp, and I eat my little salad with my crab and all that kind of stuff before I eat my sushi. So that way the rice doesn't raise my blood sugar so high. Okay. Um, we have a lot of kale out in the garden. I'm going to take a picture of it in a little bit so that you can see it, and parsley too. So if y'all have kale and parsley recipes, please send them to me so that I have something good to make with those. I'm not much of a cook, so the easier the better would be good. Okay, so tomorrow we're going to go deeper into visualization, how to see your life differently before it changes, that gratitude in advance, and why that practice can completely transform our health, our confidence, our future. And until then, you've got one life. Make it the one you were meant to live, the one that you've always wanted to live. Y'all have a fabulous afternoon and evening.